we have a pretty good example of a Rhode Schwarz EK896 DSP receiver. It's the top of their line and one of the last ones with the actual front panel on it. Just wanted to show a few of the features on this. You actually have a full-size tuning knob, which is something that I like with hands like mine. Cursor control controls the frequency scanning, so in other words you can actually drop it down, boom, boom, and so you can tune in different tuning rates. That's pretty much standard across the whole 895, 896 range. You actually have passband tuning, notches, and BFO can be controlled through this. Obviously, the tuning pad keypad and is direct frequency entry for anything you want to do. Get put, these are actually for controlling remote machines. One of the things that makes the 896 unique is the fact that you can actually have a number of receivers like 895s, which look like this actually, and this is the remote access. That's one more they'd probably be doing in real life, but this is an EK895 with the front panel. This is one without. It's supposed to be only remote control through a computer or through another radio. So we have a menu system across here I'll talk about in a second. Then you have a number of controls here which are nice on this. You have bandwidth plus and minus. You have manual gain control, automatic gain control. You can do slow, fast. And then your mode buttons, which are also kind of nice. And this one actually has added benefit of a digital control, which is something I'll explore in a later video. Another thing that's nice on this is you actually have two sets of menu buttons. In the original, in the 895, you really only have the one. And a lot of these buttons that we have with the modes and things like that are all selected through here. So you see that a lot of the menu-driven things here have been actually put on the keypad on the front of the machine for direct entry, which makes it really nice from an operator standpoint. Then there's an internal speaker, which is really actually pretty good, and an HF, which is the audio gain, or the RF gain, sorry. And this is the audio gain, or the volume knob, if you want to call it. This is on the internal speaker, and you also can hook it up. There's a rear jack for an external speaker, which makes it sound like this. So doing the speaker can make a little difference. It's a very good speaker. And then of course you have your headphone jack, as you do in most receivers like this. On-off switches over here. So that's kind of the overall layout. One of the big things here is, I'll turn it down a little bit. This particular receiver has just about every feature that you have that you can get on it, and it's designed to run other machines as well as have every feature you want to have, like increased bandwidths and that kind of thing. There is an additional thing that you have, a tuner indicator, which is really nice. It allows you to zero in on a frequency. You see here, that one is more. So I'm going to directly tune this to another station here. The RMI. You see now, so right on frequency, you're a little off. So come over here, and if you tune that, actually I drop it down to a little bit finer tuning.
Activity and communication in Ukraine as the conflict has disrupted the country infrastructure.
You can zero it that way, so you're right in the very middle there. So you see, actually it goes just the green indicator, and it goes right on. And on the RMI here, it's actually almost 90 hertz off center, basically, for that. So this is actually the digital tuning on this is very fine and very, it makes a lot of, it can make a difference in some instances when you start doing this. Anyway, so when we start looking at this, the modes, you have a number of different modes here, and more would be there. So you have fax, and you have FM, you have ISB, upper and lower ISB, independent sideband, and then you have some of the other modes, some more digital modes and things like this. Since this has the digital package with it, it actually has some increased modes. anyway, we won't go into a lot of those right now, but just let you know that's how you would select that. The next thing we're looking at is basically system settings. And this tells you, gives you like the version of the software in this. One of the things that's different here, and I'll show you in just a second, this one has version number of version 4.0, which is a fairly late version. It also has a DSP version of 2.0. If you go over here onto the 895, which has the quasi continuous IF bandwidth, just like it does on the 896. If you go into, you have to go to more, and then you have system here. And if I go into version here, you see it's version 1.0, and there is no DSP version. So I presume that's why the DSP is considered to be 896, whereas it's not here. It doesn't state it on there. So if we go back here to the 896, and we go to options, you can see digital selection, and then there's an arrow over here, if you can see that, where you just hit more, like the data link. It has data link functions. It has external control unit for external controlling other radios. The quasi-continuous bandwidth, which allows it to go from 9 kilohertz, or, 9 megahertz. Anyway, a bandwidth of 9 megahertz down to kilohertz, down to 0.1 hertz, 10 hertz basically. So we'll get that right eventually. Anyway, but you also have additional, so you go through those, and you have digital selection, which has a whole suite of things, which I'm not going to go into here. But it has digital modes. You have a lot finer tune, and your tuning mechanism here actually helps you with that as well. So when you start talking about the 895 over here, you go into options, and it has the quasi-continuous bandwidth, which is a rare option, factory installed on this machine. But that's the only one it has. That's the only option you have. So on the first blush, that's kind of, they sound very similar. Performance is very similar, particularly from the bandwidth standpoint. But the functionality is much more accessible on the 895. And it's just a nice, it's a full, as you can see, a full 19-inch rack versus the half-inch rack for the 895, either version. So that's kind of where we're starting with this. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll do some more videos on the 895, 896 series in a little bit. Thanks for listening.